and welcome along to another episode of Talking Red. This is the preview show for Liverpool versus Burnley. Now, this is a game that Liverpool should be winning. We're coming off the back of a major high of the Merseyside derby. Origi got us that winning goal. And you can see what it was like after full time. How much it meant to everyone involved. I mean, Klopp basically ran half the length of the pitch just to run and hug Alisson. It meant so much to him, meant so much to the fans, meant so much to the players. You could see that in the celebrations afterwards. You could see how much it was. So we are on a major high right now. The same cannot be said for Burnley. Burnley currently sit in 19th. They've won only 2 games from their 14. They've drawn 3 and lost the remaining 9. They sit with 9 points. They haven't had a win in their last 7 games. Their last victory actually came at the end of December in a 2-1 victory over Cardiff. They are showing nothing like the form that got them into 7th place last season and into the Europa League. Now, this game should be one that we win, but of course you've still got to be cautious. You still can't take this win for granted. It's weird saying that, but at the same time, if we want to be challenging, we have to say we're going to be winning this. I mean, of course, we've got to be saying we're winning, right? It sounds a bit daft. I'm just trying to word it in a way that's respectful to Burnley. We've got to be winning this game. Simple as that. We have to be winning this game. Like I say, we still got to be cautious, of course, but we have to be winning this game. I don't know what it is about Burnley, and maybe if there are some Burnley fans out there watching this, that maybe they can help fill me in. But I haven't watched a hell of a lot of Burnley this season. I've seen them at times, and they, just to me, it just seems like you've lost that edge to your game that you had last season, which made you difficult to beat defensively, and you were scoring a few goals in attack, which helped you get so many points. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's just that you've just, I'd like to know, because you just seem to have lost fight across the pitch, and I think that's what Liverpool can really exploit. I will say this though, that with obviously it being Burnley, with it being a midweek game, and with us having 3 tough games following this, I do expect a lot of rotation. You think that on Saturday we have a 12:30 game, a midday game against Bournemouth on the Saturday. With them, what follows is a must-win game against Napoli, in which we have to be prepared for various scenarios that could go wrong for us in that game. And then you think the Sunday after, we have the big one against Manchester United, in which we will not be happy with anything less than a win. So I'm expecting heavy rotation, and it leads me into my next point. Jordan Henderson returns, which I'm sure will not go down very well with most of the fan base. But I'll get more into that as I do team news and my predicted lineup. Elsewhere, we have Watford versus City. They play 24 hours before we do, so that very well could be a little bit of a pressure point. You'd expect City to beat Watford. Watford can be tough opposition on their day, don't get us wrong, and they gave us a pretty tough game until we sort of figured them out and managed to get a few goals past them. But Watford can be tough opposition on their day, and I think around about this time when the games are coming thick and fast, there are some times where a result can sort of come out of the blue. An unexpected result can hit you. It can happen on a regular week, but I think it happens more time around this year, just because the games are coming thick and fast. There's plenty of rotation used for sides, so players that don't really get much of a look in the starting lineup will start. So it is that kind of season, or that kind of time of the season where some random things do start happening. But that's what keeps the Premier League fun, and that's why I like the winter period of football, and that's why I don't think we should change that. But obviously, in a few years' time, we're going to be doing that. The Qatar World Cup, for example, there's going to be a bit of a break there. the Qatar World Cup's going to be played in the winter, and then obviously I think the season after that, or maybe even the season before that, I think we are genuinely having a winter break, which is going to be lovely to have. I'm not looking forward to it personally, but that's another video for another day. Predicted lineup then. I'm gonna say this team isn't exactly predictable. I'm gonna say that this team is gonna be controversial in terms that there are some players that may or may not feature. I'm just going what I think Klopp will go with. Not my preferred 11, obviously. I wish for my preferred 11 to pretty much play every single week, and if they could have exceedingly high fitness levels, they probably could do that, but we've got to remember this is not the case. So Alisson in goal, definite. That's the definite fixed point. I cannot see Mignolet getting into the starting lineup ever again, unless it's FA Cup third round, which will obviously be taking place in January, or Alisson does get injured. Touch wood that he doesn't, because fingers crossed he doesn't, because he has been magnificent in recent games. Now, this is where things start to get a little bit iffy, because I can see that Gomez... I think this could be a game for Klein, simply for the reason that Gomez, like if we play Gomez at right back, maybe he won't play against Bournemouth, but we'll need Gomez. So I'm going to say either Gomez or Klein. I'm leaning more towards Gomez playing in this game at right back. I think Trent will be on the bench. I can see Gomez playing at right back for this game, which then frees up the centre back pairing, and the centre back pairing will be Lovren and Van Dijk, I'm going to guess. Alberto Moreno at left back is another one that I can see coming in for Robertson, because I think he'll be needing Robertson for the next 3 games, so I'm guessing that Moreno will come in for him. In midfield, I think Keita has to start. Again, it frees up someone in midfield to have a bit of a rest, but at the same time, it makes Keita ready for what's going to be coming ahead, for the busy stretch of games that we've got that are coming thick and fast, and it will just hopefully build him up to speed since his injury, since coming back and all that. And I think it's about time that Keita got a little bit more of a run, because as we've seen with Fabinho, as soon as Fabinho got a bit of a run, he's actually started to come into form, and he's actually doing pretty well right now. So I think Keita will start on Wednesday. Alongside him in the midfield, I can see Henderson's return, putting him straight back into the lineup. There is no reason why he shouldn't. And I think obviously with Keita being there, and with who I'm going to put next to him, I think this will mean Henderson gets a slightly deeper role, a role which I know he will be probably better at, and the criticism that he normally does get in recent weeks will be even more undeserved when he gets the deeper role. So I'm going to put Milner alongside it. Now, this is the one that I wasn't 100% sure on, because he could go with Fabinho. And save Milner for Bournemouth, and which is going to be a more intense game, a game which he's going to need runners in midfield especially. Milner definitely ticks all the boxes there. But then again, I could also see him saving Fabinho for Saturday as well, because I think against Bournemouth, he will need someone who's not scared to put a foot in. And as we've seen on Sunday, Fabinho wasn't scared to put a foot in and won the ball back a hell of a lot. So I think it will be a toss-up between one of them two as to who plays. I'll be very surprised if Henderson doesn't start. I'll be very surprised if Keita doesn't start, because otherwise, what the hell did we buy Keita for? I know he still needs to be slightly bedded in more, and I get that, but we did that with Fabinho. Look how well that did. We threw Keita sort of in, he took Keita sort of out, and I mean, a part of that is down to injury, yes, but I think with the busy winter period we have coming up now, Keita has to start this game. So I'll be very surprised if Keita doesn't. I'll be very surprised if Henderson doesn't. As for Milner, not surprising. Only thing that would be surprising is if Wijnaldum starts ahead of him. I didn't entertain the possibility of Lallana. but I figured that if he wasn't going to play Shaqiri and Keita in midfield together on Sunday, I don't think he'll play Lallana and Keita together in this game, so that's why I went with Milner. And personally, I don't want to see Lallana anywhere near starting 11 again. Not that I dislike him, I just don't think he's good enough. Up front, again, this was another sort of tricky one. I've gone with Salah, Mane, and either Sturridge or Origi. Now, the Salah one he can play for about an hour or so. Same with Mane. They both can play for an hour, get the job done in an hour, get a few goals past them, and then take them off. And then you can put on Shaqiri, you can put on whoever, it doesn't matter. You can just put on subs that can see out the game. You can even put Keita as the left winger, which we have done in recent weeks, and you can throw on a Wijnaldum or even Fabinho or even a Lallana for that matter. It doesn't matter if we get the job done within the hour. That's what they can do. They can use the subs in that respect. They can also use it for Firmino. Now, in the previous video, I did make my feelings on Firmino pretty clear on the fact that he's not having the best of runs right now. He is lacking something in his game, whether it's the new role that he's playing, maybe it's a bit of confidence. Don't know what it is. It's just lacking something, and maybe against Burnley it might be the best time to put him in there and just see what he can do. The pressing game, of course, will need to be strong, and Firmino obviously does tick that box. Goals will be probably chances will definitely be created in this game, there's no doubt about that, but goals obviously tough to come with him right now. We did score a couple of weeks ago against Watford, but on a consistent basis, not that much. So I did entertain that possibility. I just think that maybe taking him out the firing line for this game, giving Salah and Mane a bit more of the spotlight, and I think as well, Sturridge can obviously is our backup. He can come in for this game. He can probably pick up a goal here or whatever. Origi possibly the same, and I think this may be his reward for sticking it out with Liverpool for the long run, and as well as that, scoring the winning goal in the Merseyside derby, that maybe Origi will start this game. It'll be interesting to see if that happens. Like I said, barring the few in multiple areas, that should be the team, and I'd be surprised if it was anything else, because if he goes full strength in this, so let's say he does put Trent at right back, Gomez at centre back, Robertson at left back, and goes with a full strength midfield of Fabinho, Wijnaldum, and you know that third midfielder is always rotated every week, so it doesn't really matter who he plays there, and then he goes full strength up front with Salah, Mane and Firmino. I'll be very surprised if he does that. That's why I've gone with a slightly more rotated lineup. But whatever side we put out, it should be enough for Liverpool to win. And like I say, we can get the job done within an hour, if that. We can then start to sub off Salah, we can sub off Mane because of the busy week we have coming up next week, in which Bournemouth is going to be a game where we're going to need a lot of energy and a lot of intensity. We're going to need all the effort we have against Napoli in a game we need to win. We need to win against Napoli. We're going to need a lot of energy. We're going to need a lot of fight and determination to get through that game if we want to progress into the Champions League. And then, of course, you've got the game a week on Sunday against United, which, you know, on their performances, and we'll get more into this obviously when I do the video for it, which will preview it. We should be winning based on performance-wise and everything in between. But again, like I said, it's never a given. It's never a given, and We've gone to Jose Mourinho teams in the past where we've completely dominated and somehow come off with a loss in the past. So against him, against his teams, we can never say it's a foregone conclusion. which is, and like I say, this is why I think right now we need this more rotated style lineup. It's going to be tough. Burnley will look to hit on the counter, probably look for moments in the game from set pieces to kind of attack us from, but we should be good enough to deal with it. The likes of Gomez, Van Dijk and Lovren, if we are to go with that, should be enough to sort of dominate them in the air. And then obviously it just relies on our front three to get their act together, get sorted and fire plenty of goals. As far as a prediction goes, I'm going to go with 3-0 Liverpool. I'm going to go with Salah to get a brace, and I'm going to go with Keita to get his first goal in an Anfield in a Liverpool shirt. I'm going to say the Anfield end, yeah, we're not at home, are we? That's my prediction anyway. And obviously they will obviously work if that is going to be the squad or the 11 that Klopp picks to start. That's my prediction anyway for the game. That's my prediction on the Burnley game, previewing the Liverpool versus Burnley game that is going to be taking place Wednesday night at 7:45. Guys, if you have any thoughts on the game at all, or predictions yourself, whether it's be starting lineup or scoreline or goal scorers, I'd love to read them in the comment section below. It'd be great to hear from you. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new, or subscribe if you like the content on the channel, or want to see more content like this on the channel, should I say. Otherwise, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I've been Fletch, this has been another Talking Red video, talking all things Liverpool, and I will see you all again soon, and speak with you all again soon in another video.